Alright, here we are in this new episode of the Sogdian Saga as the saga continues. This is Shahanshah Divashtich, the son of a legend, in which he's recently joined the Band of Medeina, which is a warrior pagan lodge that's of the Romuva faith, as he was that briefly for a short period of time before joining this warrior lodge, in order to follow his father's footsteps, where his father, Ardashir, was the founder of the bloodline, canine blood, which characters tend to keep hunting dogs, and hunters around the realm like us more, those with the bloodline. And I already have a son, which his name is Ardashir, but unfortunately he's born inbred, which is why I did not bother renaming him, knowing that he ain't gonna live this long with that inbred trait. I'm surprised he even survives to adulthood. Because this is a result of a sister marriage, a divine marriage, I mean, with the Empress by the name of Nazgul. Sorry, I got a little... Anyways, I'm a little clumsy at the moment. All we have to do is, as we gain a renown, we just have to wait for the focus to go to war. And I have a new plan, an unlikely plan to expand the realm elsewhere. Someone's going to take care of that. I guess probably not you. And yeah, I am spying on my brother. And reasons for that? Well, honestly, I don't remember why, because it's been days since I've last recorded the episode. Which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this on May or later time, no matter what time you're watching, I've recorded it on early April. So, it's been many days since I've last recorded an episode. I don't remember why I wanted to put him in such a position like this. Maybe it's because just to get him out of the way. Or... honestly, I don't want to prison him. I mean, I'm just wanting to get my, look, just say you're a slanderer. I just needed to increase my intrigue skill a bit. I'm trying to be a amateur schemer. I'm not putting him in prison. He's my brother. I mean, he's second in line, for goodness sakes, in case, Ardashir dies. Don't do that. Why don't you just spy on some lowly courtiers like this man? Which, by the way, Romuva Pagan. This one, I do not know you, but I will spy on you. Got some money out of it. And speaking of money, oh yes, China, which is isolationalist, but it's under a golden age. I'm not going to invade, I just want to see the options. We're going to force them open if we can. The Jin Empire has isolated itself from the rest of the world. They closed down trade across the Silk Road and refused to deal with any outsiders. Emperor Weizong of the Jin Empire must be forced to reopen their land by negotiation or, if necessary, by force. So I will choose a method to open it. Defeating them in war, controlling the starting point of the Silk Road and 25% of the 12, or by negotiating treaty. Let's see if we can have a treaty option, if you're willing to cooperate. Emperor Weizong of the Jin Empire has closed off the Empire and stopped trade all along the Silk Road. This is not acceptable. He not only harms trade for the Jin, but also for my own lands. It must make the Emperor open up their borders one way or another. Goodness, no. Look, let's just negotiate first. Let's see what they'll say. Probably something not positive. The Protector General of the Honored Emperor addresses a letter to the brave Shahanshah of the Persian Empire. Heaven's blessing upon thee. The heavenly Persian Emperor Weizong of the Jin Empire demands that, in exchange for opening up the Silk Road, you remove some of your traders that are disrupting our men along the Silk Road. I'm sure you can see how this will benefit from our nations, and trust you make a correct decision. Okay, so you want me to destroy a trade post in Samarkand. We do have the money to rebuild it, though. Okay, fair enough. Sounds like a reasonable request. Some people would say that's an un-Sogdian-like move. Why on earth would you want to destroy a trade post on your most prosperous city of the world? But look, we want the silk money, and when we get that money, in addition to the money that we get from tribute from Rajputana and the newly formed Republic of Sakatra, our empire will be very rich regardless. If you were a small country, you would not do that. You shall have it, and will not be able to change to the isolation policy for 50 years. News from China. Once again, the Silk Road is open. Negotiations for this between Peng Huansheng, Emperor Weizong of the Jin Empire, and Shahanshah Divashtich of the Persian Empire. The two have managed to come to an agreement that the Emperor would order the reopening of trade, and all he asked was for Shahanshah Divashtich to remove some of his traders that are disrupting the Emperor's men along the Silk Road. Whilst the Emperor may have preferred to stay in isolation, whispers from the east says that even his closest advisors are pleased with this peaceful outcome. I'm a wonderful negotiator. You see, we Sogdians and Chinese go way back, long before the Islamic conquest of our land, Sogdia. We were born merchants, we're very shrewd negotiators. So, we have a deal. No need to shake hands. This woman's got an imaginary friend named Vapo. Okay, so does that affect all trade? The trade posts that we control? No? Just in Samarkand, which we remove it, and we will rebuild it immediately. That's what we're going to be spending our money on. Just build, build, build. Rebuild this prosperous trade in Samarkand as it was before, which will take you, like 2 years tops. But I could be wrong. By the way, I don't know if this counts when we send a steward over. It'll be done on the 26th. Oh yes, the opinion of predecessor is fine. But surely anyone could do better. Even this old lunatic from Sind. Just wondering if this will count. Yes, it does. It'll be done in a few days. I told you we're an industrious lot. 6 days to rebuild a silk trade post. And they think we're disrupting Chinese merchants for the trading. Like hell. Going back to the glory days of Samarkand. And now it'll take you 2 weeks. Oh, finally that old Kurdish Shah, as they would say in modern times, kicked the bucket. And then it'll take you another few for a major Silk Road city. I told you we'll be back in its prime in no time. Under 2 years. Okay, so we got Yemen and Arabia. So let's separate them. Who wants Arabia? Excuse me. Yemen. There's some Kurds and there's some Bedouin. I'm gonna give you Yemen. not a viceroyalty, but to give it away. We only use viceroyalties to partition the vassals a bit, so they don't become too powerful. So, there's your Yemen, and that includes parts of Abyssinia. While Arabia... Look at you, high stewardship. Despite the fact that you're depressed, I'm going to give you Arabia. Even though it does include parts of some of the areas that are controlled by their lower vassals. Yeah, that'll be fun. Having them fight each other for major claims. See what I mean? It'll be fun. I promise. As long as vassals fight each other, they'll be, you know, kept busy and prevent rebellions against me. It's better to have a multitude of kingdoms in your empire rather than satrapies. Not to mention you got Egypt in there as well. Oh, you're looking at the wrong country. Oh, and I mentioned the Republic of Socotra. Emirate Republic and whatnot. Even though it's a relatively new country, which they now paid tribute to us. It's a tributary state. Them and Rajputana will be making even more money on the monthly balance, as you can see. Thanks to the trade income, especially here in Samarkand. And the tribute from those two countries. Yep, golden age in China. Oh, Spiderway. How old is he? 38. Request a peace deal, in case if their next emperor decides to be an expansionist. And wait 1 year and request an imperial trade contract and we'll be super rich. Ready for anything. And whatever we wish to spend. And get out of my country. We're trying to build a trade post here, and I don't want anyone destroying it. And this mercenary garrison will increase the trade value. If it ain't me, then it's someone else. Now it's in Beirut. The Kurds will take care of that. Oh, wait a minute. Spawn to where the retinue is stationed. Continue with your work. One thing leads to another. Oh, no, two at the same time. Rebellions all over the place. Also, Buddhist uprising over there. That's Khorasan's jurisdiction. No, that's Kashmir's. But, okay, look. One retinue station over there. Where is the other? Is it still down in... Aha. We'll go take care of that, and I'll lead the troops because I need some combat experience. And also, we're spending money on looking at resource. That's why I don't want to get too, you know, heavy on the spending. It's a good thing we told China to open the Silk Road again. We make a lot more money, so we could spend the money on looking for resources here in Sogdiana. Business is in our blood. In addition of the with the generation, the 100 generations of the Parthians are still with you. see. I already have Lightfoot leader. And, let's go for logistics and organization. Let's be an organizer. Because the old man is going to pass away soon. He's our organizer. While I will be the organizer here. Huh. Pikes, bows, arrows, swords, spears, a variety of weapons in the field were staggering. My levies brought what they could have, whatever size they thought best. With a standardized arsenal, my wife assures me that it would be better to fight as one. Just don't make me wear the same rags as the lowest footman. So diligent liege increased size. This is thanks to wife's good martial education compared to, mine. That's it, we're going around killing them. Up! Inbred. Here's an advice. Don't name your sons after yourselves. That's a bad sign. You'd name your child before we let the doctor or whoever wants to examine the child's well-being. May Ormaz forbid that my next child also be an inbred. Otherwise, we're going to have a bit of a problem. Where in 5 years' time, if we have another inbred child by then, we're going to need some concubines. Get back to your normal position in case Rajputana needs help. I know they won't. They can handle it. Especially when they make more money. That's Egyptian control, right? Well, get down there and beat them. Which they will eventually. One more time. And then I'll spy someone else. Particularly the vassal that likes me the least. Which may be a bad idea. Or at least one of the satraps within their shadows. Hell, even, how about here? We know they're having a bit of a revolt. Which he's winning. They come from smaller farms, some with a goat or a pig to sell. Some with only a bushel of vegetables or fruits. Others with a whole wagon of produce. The peasants are able to sell the produce inside the walls, but the burghers protest against it and want to forbid it. Don't let them in. Just increase the city tax a bit. You're not done with this. Don't even think about it. As in Samarkand. As I'm splending a pleasant moment alone with an attractive cook, the wretched child Roxana comes to us and promptly starts chiding me about morals. Doesn't matter. Secret giant society. Just throw them in the dungeon. The mayor can pay his own ransom. Here we go. Get me the 2 pagans. Speaking of pagans, I'll have to look at that warrior lodge in a moment. Those Sogdian Romovans. Have they joined? Yes. Not to mention we created the Samarkanian band of Sogdian Romovans, so that way more members can potentially join. And one already has. Gee, the captain got further than me. Gigantic crossbow. That's it. Start spying on the satrap. Or ex-shit, if you will. I said satrap because of habit. Satrap is a Persian word, but ex-shit is the Sogdian word for that. Keep that in mind, people. Guess that's going back to the Persian Empire. Can't have the moment of peace, will you? What are you guys up to? Been wondering. We haven't heard from you. Talmat Dwarf of Minsk. And the Kagan is winning. Good. I was thinking about intervening you guys because I haven't heard from you in a while. It's free Kagan from Suzerain. Holy War, we must join. That's from one of the Byzantine vassals. Correct? Correct. Yeah, I remember. Get to your ships. That's enough for all. It's been a while since we have a good war. And we're glad that Crimea is Zoroastrian. Knowledge is power. That reminds me. Now we request a trade contract. So now we make even more money from the Silk Road. While we will pay tribute to you. Uncle Darius, that old bastard. Adventure. Oh yes, he was the one that once wanted the Persian Empire, but he failed to do so. Not to mention, he's one of the good commanders. And then again, we got so many potential commanders, but he's the best option. Brawny genius. That's what they would want in a unit. Be gone with you. Bye-bye, Uncle. Never had children. And now it's time for an arm wrestling challenge. Let me see my strength. I'm not a brawny man, but I'll pick her. So, Lithuanian spy master of Marienburg. I don't know about her. She's deceitful. Whereas I'm not. Well, I aspire to be. So let's just have an even match, alright? Not to mention, she's 56. Slowly but surely, she's gaining ground, inch by inch, starting to pushing my fist closer, closer towards the table. I'm starting to lose breath. My face is red and covered in sweat, but yet I still cannot manage to push back against the grip. I might simply not be strong enough to win this match. Sneakily slide my elbow and increase my chances by cheating. Of a loud thud, I slammed her fist against the table, earning a shower of cheers from the other warriors gathered around us. My opponent glares at me, mumbles something about accepting defeat. She rubs her hand. What sort of weakling are you? Well, at least I wasn't called Iron Grip, just like my father. Alright, we're here. Let's go get him. If we can capture the Duchess, that'll be grand. What territories does she control exactly? So we'll know where to besiege it. You're coming. But don't overstay your welcome. Because there's disease down there. When you're finished with these two, go get them. Because it's going to take some time to... Tabriz, that's in northern Persia. Or Dalam. Come back. Egypt and Nubia are such unstable places. We inherited one hell of a country. You didn't inherit it, you conquered it in the Great Holy War. Because the Mohammedan Moabad said so. I just share. Not now. Inbred. How could you say such things to your flesh and blood? Shepherd community, of course. Splendid. Who could forget that Sogdia is sheep country? Well, actually, Argent is not technically part of the traditional Sogdians, because Sogdia is, over there. This is part of Transoxiana. I forgot the name of the province long ago. What they call that region west of Sogdia. Lately I've become afraid somebody won't let me. I'm thinking about hiring two food tasters and maybe a bodyguard would be a good idea. I won't let fear rule my life. I'll be more trusting these days. Because, I'm hell of a diplomat. And you're one hell of a guy, too. Okay. Well, I tried to be a schemer. I don't know, what the hell were you in for? Rajputan. I was thinking about recruiting you because you got a good education, but you're not much of anything else other than you're a good-looking craven man. You do much better in Rajputana than here. When do I change? December. Right, my rule began quite a time. Quite a time. You don't even know what the hell you're saying anymore. I do not worry about the Byzantine Empire, ladies and gentlemen. If you're wondering, it's like, when are you going to go to war against them? I have a special plan. But I'm keeping it a secret unless you probably cited something unusual over in Europe. Well, meanwhile, I will try to... There you go, schemer. And I don't want to be no master schemer. No, no, no. I just wanted to pick up a little bit of intrigue. Since my intrigue is high enough for arm wrestling. That's it. We're coming on down. Take a quick boat trip. It's faster that way. You incompetent Egyptians. We're coming on down and dealing with your problems. Why must I do everything on my own? See what we could spend. Giant banners. That's morale of armies up. There can be no doubt as to who is the owner of this building. And Petra. Not sure what to build anymore. These are all, well, simple, but I guess we can up the historical mural. You know, have a dynasty opinion, respect one another. Especially those who are, you know, title claimants. There we go. While we're dealing with your opponent, Egypt will do you as theirs. And I'm done spying because it's time to go to war. As a warrior of the Band of Medeina, it is imperative that I spend enough time on my military training. Only through constant exercise I'll be able to become the best warrior in Samarkand. Enough talking! It's wartime! See? I'm a warrior now, so I can capture enemies and looting artifacts much greater. Technique. Now get back to your post. I'll be out of here. Don't worry, as we pass that time until I feel that it's time to go to war, telling my wife to stop being lazy, I'll get her to be less slothful when I'm around. Damn good combat skill, just like me. Don't get in a fight with my wife, she may kick my tail. Get you to be less slothful, but she became stressed. That didn't work. $129. Hey! Let's play a war game as we kick these rages out. Yeah. We're here together. Perhaps you are right. Strong frontal assault towards center flank. Slowly withdraw the forces from the center. Let's retire to the bedchamber, my dear. So now we're in love. So now we're likely to have more children this way. So he decides to hold the line When our troops withdraw from the center flank, suggest that we charge the center while the enemy hesitates. Guess we'll prepare for the counterattack. But if you screw me over, it's your ass. As we launch our attack, we manage to break the opponent's center, giving us the opportunity to subdue their split forces with ease. We stand uncontested as victors of the war game. Good game. Multitasking. They are all rebuilt, as we pointed it out before. Mr. Stewart is still here. Confucius taught that people should strive to live in harmony with each other, and justice is the most important means for this harmony. From now on, I will strive to uphold the rule of law. This is the way. Now I'm just. Sooner or later, he could be called Divashtich the Just. Perhaps a friendly spar with my sister wife. In the evening, I pick up a wooden practice sword and demand that my wife come to the practice yard for a friendly spar. Hours flew past until both of me are covered in grime and sweat, but the exercise has done some good. There is fire in Nazgul's eyes again, and persistent frown on her face seemed to have disappeared. Though now I need a bruised salve for my precision. Bingo. Never mind. What are they up to? Defensive pact, right? Yes. Sorta. Orthodox. Bordered with it. I see. Syria is becoming a bit of a problem. What are your skills? You protect my stuff, and you will be the lighthouse custodian, and in addition you'll be one of the Slavods. You'll like me a bit more better, cousin. And I'm surprised you haven't had a child yet. Oof. Good reason. You need a rest. We need a healthy child, and hopefully not another inbred. We had such good genetics. And yet, I'm starting to think that, I don't know, maybe our luck finally ran out. Luck, I got, well, smaller chance to get going. I'll go spend time with her. Just to show how much of a human I am. Even though I'm an aspiring warrior, I think we're long overdue for a mission. Because I believe that time will be coming soon. Told you. Mindaugas Sharptongue. Member of the Lithuanian band. And on this 5th anniversary of my ascension to the throne, I challenge you to a duel, Mindaugas. Gotcha. I like how I told him to stay away from factions even though he holds no temple. Even though for many years I thought about considering, I don't know, giving, actually, yes, no, maybe. Okay, it's a daughter, but it's born lunatic and sickly. You're not a lunatic, are you? I know I'm not. You haven't been drinking, have you? Oh, I'm starting to think we're cursed. Then again, how the hell do you know if the baby's born lunatic? Oh, disappeared from me. It's time for more arm wrestling. Now it's against this Lithuanian woman who's pregnant, well, and is temperate. You shouldn't be arm wrestling, but you're on. You challenged me, I didn't challenge you. For a while it seemed victory was assured as I was slowly pushing her hand closer and closer to the table, yet all of a sudden she started getting back to the ground, getting her hand back up and starting to push to the opposite side. Do not move your elbow, cheetah! And I slammed her fist against the table. Get out of here, weakling! Oh man, my baby's gonna die. Hell, 2 of my children are gonna die. I mean, the inbred is gonna happen eventually because it tends to make you become incapable. If my physician screws up one more time, by any means, there's going to be hell to pay. Much like there's going to be hell to pay to Byzantium one day. Good. And I'm thinking about going on a trip to China, but the problem is, well, at least all the vassals are in line. But I gotta name a new designated regent, because I don't think I can trust some of the others, but if one were to keep the country together, well, I don't know about a foreigner, but the mayor of Kiev, who is also my chancellor, well, he's pulling double duty, but I like the way his Armenian smartness is thinking. You will be the designated regent because I will be right back, although I may regret this decision. I'm gonna go to China. Because we're becoming fast friends. That's what we hope. Just keep the country together. Remember, may the Parthian blood smile upon you. And don't do anything stupid, otherwise you're gonna lose your shot of... Expanded so much, and now we're even bordered to the largely Buddhist area. I thought they were Jains. They were, but now they've gone to Buddhism. Oh, and by the way, it's an empire, not a kingdom. It's the Bengal Empire. So yeah, the days of the Magadha Empire have returned, and Patliputra is its capital. The Magadha Empire is reborn. I mean, we can only war against these guys. I mean, even though we consider Buddhists as our friends. Because we're allowed to intermarry with them. Which, by the way, children and your children's children. Stupid idea, but, I know she's born a lunatic and sickly, but you wouldn't accept it, but... Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Even though we do cooperate, but... We thought about having an alliance with the Bengal Empire. as a way of securing our half of India while they get their part of India. Our caravan is approached by a smooth-faced Han woman claiming to be a renowned trader. After finally getting my attention, she beckons me over to her horse, or something strapped to his helm. Name's Yayan, my good lord. Might my latest acquisition interest you? Oh yeah, sure. That looks lovely. Let me take it off your hands. Wish I could have brought her to court if I was more gregarious, because she's a master seductress. Giant Banners is finished. Like Sean Lightfoot from my sister wife. You know what, simply for the sake of it, up the tavern a bit. Up the tavern a bit. What the hell are you saying? Build up another tavern. We already have one in Baghdad. Why not have another in Alexandria? He's still doing his work. What are you doing? Crossing over my territory? Holy war. Xia, West Protector. Oh, what have you done? You shouldn't have done that. Ah, fellow travelers, a military man exclaims, emerging alongside a group of soldiers from the trees surrounding our camp. I'm Captain Yui. We're here to escort my lord Chengdu just for his troops to join my entourage for the evening. That's a little scary. But I'll pay big money. After all, I'm a Sogdian. We make a lot of money. Therefore, good relations with the Chinese. And don't say anything about a man that once existed by the name of An Lushan. He was half Sogdian and caused... Oh my goodness. If you know Chinese history, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. It does involve a man who is half Sogdian. Miner died a natural death. Historical mural is finished. That's the last thing we could build here. Just road tolls. Just to up their economy a bit. And their taxes goes. I don't know what I'm going to do with you, Artisan. But it's the best one we can do. As the days drag on, I find myself thinking back to Afrasiab, wondering what is happening in the palace and how is Empress Nazgul faring without me there, and I can return home to her when my journey to the Middle Kingdom seems to never end. I need to send a letter to my dear, even though she already likes me well enough. Just love letters to my sister wife. Just the thought of myself enlightens her. Curious about your faith. Yeah, why not? Spend more of this. Still don't have sympathy for Christians. Particularly Nestorians. Now this is a very defensible territory. And since we make so much money, we'll have to reinforce the gate as well. Confucian, you've gone to Jerusalem. Kingdom of Jerusalem. Now we have an artifact vault. So people can stop stealing my stuff. And then we're going to improve it to a great artifact vault. And then we create the magnificent artifact vault. Nobody can dare touch it! I get excited for such things. Yeah, we could build all of this. Yeah, we finally reached the Middle Kingdom. What this? I mean, not necessarily building its defenses because they'll never penetrate through there. Raiders or enemies of any kind. So there's no reason to invest in this sort of thing. Speaking of investing, there is something else you should be investing in. Hospitals. Like these, stuff right here. Like these leper colonies. Diseases are rare in Sogdia, so we wanted to keep it that way. I mean, our flow of money never seems to stop, so it's best to invest it in healthcare. Which is something that I wish the world would do more of. Not just here in Sogdia, but throughout. I like Confucianism better. Confucianism just a word. Oh. If you want my uncle, that means you get all of this. I don't know. Again, I'm always suspicious about... Okay, but then again, it's a revolt, so she may not be around for long. Having reached the glorious capital of the Jin Empire, it only takes a few days before a group of ministers approach me, offering to read and discuss chapters from the writings of Master Guan. I think I, as a Zoroastrian, will be particularly interested by a section on revolving the vital brain. Of course, I would love to hear more of your political philosophy. I'm a Confucian, you know. I understand this sort of thing. Although I wasn't educated in China, I was educated here in our Imperial Academy. In a few months' time, we'll be up to veteran. It's largely a peacetime episode, but just waiting for the threat level to go down further and further. So that way, we can start a new war with Byzantium, particularly for the Armenian lands. Wait a minute, what's my region? Greedy. A part of me says you shouldn't have done that, because you may never know they'll be stealing money from your treasury. The High Priest started the ceremony right as I get inside the Taoist temple. The disciples enter a meditation to bring themselves into harmony with the cosmos. I already have sympathy for the Eastern religions, but I'll try to join in on their ceremony. Try to? You are doing it. And you didn't pick up content, which is fine by me. Guess you're one for diplomacy then. Let's just hope for a healthy child. Healthy in both body and mind. And somebody that can have Vohumana. Oh yes, the other inbred boy. Inbred boy? What the hell are you saying? You're not even thinking straight anymore. How many times do we have to say this? This is becoming a running gag in this latter part of the series. Surprised you never call for my help. But you're doing alright. At least in my book. My goodness, that's a big amount of raiders. But they're on their way out. So the Emperor's kept his eyes on me. Chief Minister says, you may enter the throne to show your subordination, but be quick about it. I hastily performed the kata before the silent Emperor. I mean, after all, we told him to open the Silk Road, so that's why he was like that in that particular mood. Now, let's hold the Jeshan Festival. They already received their invitations. No Buddhists or Nestorians, though. May the realm prosper. Just like to be popular around here. Now, I'm going to become a veteran. Eventually, which will likely happen in the next episode, become a hero and start a new legend. And see if I can, you know, replicate my successes of my father. Taking more and more of this. Oh, actually, that was you. You took in that part of Gujarat and Malwa. You vassalized that part of Malwa, but now you took it to southern parts of Gujarat. I mean, if we wanted it to, oh, wait a minute. Kingdom of Guj. And they call me the Wise. Anyways. Khosrow, you ain't doing much. You'll be the new marshal. Not to mention, you're a Romuva Pagan. And you've yet to join the Warrior Lodge. Has anyone else joined? Unfortunately, we have a shortage of members lately. So there'll be not many missions. Until I become a hero where we'll bring more Sogdians over. No wonder why that's been going up. We're just mopping up the rest of Abyssinia. We could form the Kingdom of Nubia, but that would be a tiny kingdom. At least in our standards, from the Persian perspective. Kingdom of Guj. The Shadam of Guj. Ladakh, you've been our longtime vassal. You will run this area, but even though, good luck trying to get it off of Khorasan if you try to fight for claimants. Genius! But they're twins. Okay, one of the twins is a genius. Okay, how does this work? Ah, okay. Whenever my inbred son dies, then this boy here is going to be the genius. I told you the line of geniuses would continue, but I could think of a better one. CK2. CK2. Just like the Persian CK2. Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a name when he grows up. Not to mention he has to stay healthy. Remember that. Stay healthy. Don't get into trouble. Especially when you play around with that lunatic sister of yours as you grow up. But Artist Hair isn't going to be long for this world. Because eventually it's going to come to him. But do not forget, you have the Galvokine succession because you were briefly pagan. Until... oh, hell, it is time. Well, until the end of the year. Until the end of the year, we'll switch it back to primogeniture. There's no rush on this. Millennium Liberation. This may sound like a stupid move, but what area is this? Is this step? It's a step. Get the two Slavic pagans out with me. Yeah, we'll go for this Hindu philosophy. Mountain for... actually get the defender. Second duel for honor. You are the defender, then who's good at... Oh yes, the defender, as they call him. This is gonna hurt. Sacred Shia. Well, no longer traveling anymore. Zoroastrians, eh? Would have loved to recruit you, but you rebelled. And you decided to go to Egypt. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you out of here. Sounds odd as it is, but we're gonna make you go to Egypt. If you can get yourself healthy. Don't feel so brokenhearted. Now, let's duel. Oh, shoot. You don't give up, do you? My opponent laughs. I thought about it, I muttered intent instead. He did just land a perfect blow to my hand. As I slumped back on the ground, Durga smiles at triumph. Where did I go wrong? So we're both wounded, but he got me in the wrist. So that's slight renown gained, just for losing that duel for honor, but whatever gives him more scars, I guess. You'll live. Since the duel, I've been practicing a bit with Mendorgas. The man did best me. I was quick to ask for any pointers. He seemed surprised at first, but today I'm proud to tell him that he's a good teacher and friend I had. There's no shame in acknowledging a worthy opponent. I got him, and he got me back. That's why they call him Sharp Tongue. I believe they call him Sharp Tongue because you gotta have Jewish counselors. It's because of Kingdom of Nepal. It's because he won a game of fighting, I assume. Who owns Nepal? Ah, you. You will have the Viceroyalty of Nepal. That once you pass, then it'll be under independent rule. Slight, independent from you, I should say. Your threat level's going up again because these vassals can't stop expanding. The blood of Miran, Khosrows de Khorasani, flows through my veins. Since the days we walked the earth, we have abandoned our old Mayavazad faith, though I do see merit in the ways that he helped shape such a legend. We were once like them. We should not judge their ways. He may be of the Parthian blood, founder, Georgian, 96-year-old man. Now I have sympathy for the Christians, at least in this realm. See, I like Buddhists, I like Christians. And do not ask me to get sympathy out of pagans. It's gonna take a long while to get up that renown. And what's taking my chancellor so long? I thought you're supposed to be good at this. Known demon worshipper. No wonder why they call him the Cruel. Independent Zoroastrian realm. Chernigov has been a big problem. And Estonia is back to its proper capital, but still ran by Russians. Oh dear. Karstrang the Blind. He's a blind, brawny genius, and an organizer. Well, actually, he'll be useful for once. Come on in. As if the army needs more organizers. And he tells me that I'm getting fat. Oh, here we go. It's near the end of the year. We'll have to switch it back to primogeniture. Still in shape. Oh, and do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, I have a pet owl. That was from my ancestors. Asking, whose ancestors? No vassals are fighting each other. Hey! Oh, wait a minute. Absolute rule. That means I can't enforce realm peace on everybody. Yo, surrender. Peace with Persia. Nobody fight. You two. No fighting. Stop it right now. Peace. Hell. You people are like children. There will be peace everywhere. Oh, god dang it, Egypt too! Let there be peace. Peace is the way. Is there any more infighting in this empire? You have the money? And then pay up. Favor. You got it. Okay. Has everybody done? Oh, wow! The Immortals are getting a foothold in Finnish territory. There's now even Finnish Zoroastrians. Who else has issues? Kashmir. Hey. Surrender now. I don't care what you're all doing. But there. Never. Aha. Oh, that's a holy war. Never mind. That's not the issue. Any more revolts that I may have missed out on? Or whoever's fighting who? Matter of fact, look at every vessel. As I said, these vassals are like children. You don't know what they're doing. And raiders don't count. Have to look at all the Shadams. This. And Roxana is winning. Look, just surrender to Fergana. Although that's going to be a problem in the long run. All she wanted was that county back, right? Bakuman's claim. That was to put that man over there. Is that it? Yes. Now we go for primogeniture. Oh, and don't forget Sogdiana. Sogdia proper. All is well. Now, the likeliness is that our share will become capable one day and it'll be dyed and bred. The complications of being born as such. And then we make way for a genius. Okay, new edict. These vassals will no longer fight each other, only external. And then, for the next 50 years, unless I pass somehow, by any means, then we will, then we'll stop the vassals from expanding at all, so that it will be easier to get the threat level lowered. And get those bastards off of Samarkand. They don't have a pact against us. No, they don't. That's good. And I hope they're doing alright. Alright, let's invest more in these hospitals. Now, it's soup kitchen time. And after the soup kitchens are finished, then, just nodding my head, then, we'll have a good... Also, I'm getting sick and tired of this county that always leaves us. We're building a castle there finally. Because that's a habit. Tangway business. That's field, alright. Now let's travel. The reformed Africans do have a coast over there. Curious about your faith still, even though I'm already sympathetic with you. I just want you to have sympathy for Zoroastrians, which he doesn't. Oh, by the way, do we have a deal? You have Padma Singh. My daughter is healthy. Would you take it? Gold is enough, but will it be enough? Securing an alliance with them would be beneficial to our two empires. And that's a yes. See, we can cooperate with Buddhists. Whatever help you need, it's like you'll get your half of India while we'll have a Zoroastrian half. Seems you got a big revolt. Huh. We'll help you out on that for once. I mean, you do have a sizable force, and we don't need to send our troops over. We'll send only the retinue. But he won't accept the alliance. Non-aggression is good enough. So stop. Stop. Stay at your post. Now expand the sick houses into separated wards. No disease will ever come to Sogdia ever again. Last one. Nearly spent all of our money, but we make so much money that it's just unmatched. Kashka. Protect the trade posts. My magnificent pet owl is finally taking her last breath. Though I've been her guardian for a long time now. Now it's time when to send her off. Perhaps I realize that perhaps she's also been watching over me. I shall light a pyre in her name. I perform a ceremony more official than would it expect for a pet. Hey, wait a minute. Trying to think. Or do we want? No. Just light a pyre in her name. Because I was about to say, well, we don't bury humans. We take it to the mountains for sky burial. And lighting the pyre in the name of another interesting piece of business. Well, they say you did something bad. I'm only doing what they ask. My brother, he wants to join the Immortals. I'll tell your son farewell because you'll get to serve the Immortals. Yeah, so now he's gone over to Karlea in Sotabala, which is the new headquarters of the Immortals. Don't trust him. Okay. Upon returning from a small raid with my personal guard, I've been talking to Captain Valamantas, the hunter of the Lithuanian band. The man does not understand the urge for adventure whatsoever. Oh, what about prosperity brings your tribe, I argue, showing off a new bracelet decorating my arm. He sighs, seemingly unimpressed. I could help you hone that ambition. Get a bit of renown for this. He's refused my offer, muttering something about not being a charity project. If adequacy is enough for the man, who am I to intervene? Leave him alone. Don't want any rivals. And duel for honor against this man. He's a sturdy fella. Gotcha. We're getting somewhere. I'll be merciful because you're the former Murbad. Oh! Yeah, I'm just popping my arms, in case if you're wondering what the hell that noise is. Don't want that land, and I don't want that land. How are y'all doing? Yeah, you did some bad. You did some bad? That's the best excuse you could come up with? Alright, my very own book. Divashta is the wise one. Here it is. This book is an insightful work of the Medicine philosophy by Shahanshah Divashtich of the Persian Empire. Diplomacy +1. Drink the fountain you can call for the court decision. Now I am 32 again. Nestorian Christian, bring him over. I have full sympathies of your kind. And now I'm inspired by the legends of Ishtasp the Cruel. I strive to be more like him. Now I'm cruel, which adds further up to the renown. How many troops? Oh, by the way, does that old Sogdian band still exist? Not anymore. But do keep them around. They may have Sogdian members in the future for the band. Like this man. Oh, commander of the Persian Empire. Oh, they did eventually join. Alright. I gotta stop swaying. I mean, who else am I gonna sway? Who likes me the least? Is the question. Shah of Sind. I'm gonna sway you for a bit. Finally, claims fabricated, and it's in Verbosna. And I'm sure some of you think, Verbosna? Why on earth is it over there? And don't worry about the money. Yes, you heard me right. Bosnia. We fabricated a claim on that county in the middle of Bosnia. But the real question is, she did convert to Bosnian culture. The last time I checked before I sent my chancellor over there before this recording, that area was Croatian. So now she's Bosnian, at least in culture. But the problem is they're Catholic, but are there any, well, Bosnian peoples there? I know there's a lot of them now, but anybody that's worth a damn that I can try to get the favor out of them and come to court, and they'll be the first Bosnian Zoroastrian, and they will be the rulers of that region where we will expand upon, right behind Byzantium's backyard in the Balkans. We were thinking Armenia? No, I have bigger plans. You like me very well. Of course, you'll never accept me because I'm an infidel to you. And this guy's too high in alliance succession because, you know, heir to Croatia and whatnot. Despite his good traits. I mean, of course, they'll never accept it, but can't buy. Oh, it's all right. Let the soak flow for until spring. Well, meanwhile, try to fabricate this claim too before I decide to get impatient and go on the Bosnian expedition. Because that would mean we would have to fight a Digital war, it in a holy war for Bosnia to create a... Oh boy. Create a possibility of a Bosnian kingdom that is of a Zoroastrian faith right there. Yes, the Zoroastrian Balkans. Some of you are probably having flashbacks to the old series. Gotta do it before visiting Empire, you know, figures out what the hell we're doing. But they're weakening right now. They're not a member of the defensive pact because they live too far away from us. Well, they're gonna be in for a surprise. Just give it to you, and then we will transfer vassalage to this good buddy, and there you have it. Don't mind him, he's Sogdian. Anyways, wait until April 1st, because that's when we should have enough money. Okay. Now, well, they named him commander. Now, one of these Bosnian commanders. What was that guy's name again? Martininoslav. Again, he may be a terrible person, but he's honest. We will get a favor out of him. We need to get him the court, and he will be the first Bosnian Zoroastrian. There'll be free food and drink. And mind you, I have sympathies of you Christians too, not just Nestorians, but your Bosnian of Christianity. Heroic Shahanshah. That means you are more than willing to embrace the Zoroastrian faith. Alright, time for war. I don't want to wait for Soli, so... I mean, we could have done it where we could take 2 and 2 together, but... we cannot launch 2 simultaneous big wars, but... let's start small. Alright? Before Byzantium figures out what we're doing. Stop right there. They'll have an ally in Cyprus, but that won't last long. That won't matter. Yeah, that's right. The Persian claim for Vojvodina War. You never thought you would see the name of the war like that. Some would say it's the Persian invasion of the Balkans, the first one. Even though the first time we invaded was through a rivalry war. We were thinking Armenia at first, but no, let's just throw them off a bit. Of course, it'll separate us from the Persian Empire by the end of my rule. But an independent Zoroastrian state in the middle of the heart of Europe. Well, actually, you want to consider it somewhere in that area, heart of Europe, but you know what we mean. They don't have much holdings over there. They only have 2 of them. Not to mention the place is very, very corrupt. Surprise peasant revolts never finished them off. Well, Montenegro, even though you do have sympathy for Christendom just like I, you are the first Bosnian Zoroastrian in this world. Don't join the Immortals, because you're too sinful. We could care less about your way of life, but we care about you being the first Bosnian satrap in the future. You may be action in the language, but you'll be Bosanski satrap, if that's in the Bosnian language. Again, I haven't spoken in a while, but we're going in. And then Sully is next. Come on, let's get moving fast. We will remain. This retinue will remain in Bosnia for the time being. The ships will be sent home. Don't worry about Cyprus. So, Bosnia, then Soli, and then a holy war for this region, for the rest of Bosnia. Bosnian Zoroastrianism. We're going in. Too bad the Queen's not there. We can assault this place easily. The Rajput is going for Rajputana. Oh dear. None of you are Rajput, right? I'm sure they're going to want my help for this. And there goes the shepherd community in Kiva. We got the children. Okay, here's the question. Do we really want a Rajput ruling Rajputana? I mean, it would make sense. And plus, this is just to stop the claimants from that. It's from, you know, those guys back in the native land of Baluchistan. Because they still hold claimants to Rajputana. But the real question is, can they hold them? They're in the middle of a war. Two simultaneous wars. Well, look, we'll just say yes, but we're not sending any help. This part of Bosnia is now ours. And without a doubt, this threat level is increased, and it's going to be further increased. So now she lives in a Grand Principality of Vojnia, which is run by Russians, despite the fact that that house is of a Croatian origin. Ah, connections. Croatia no longer exists as a landed kingdom. So now Vrbosna is ours. Well, you get out of here. So that's step one complete. Then a holy war for Bosnia in this area, but it's only a matter of time before the Byzantine Empire finds out, and they're going to put a defensive pact against us because we're expanding right in their back door, even though it has no connection to the coast. Stop at what you're doing, Chancellor. Astabat. Up the siege equipment a bit, because we're going on the offensive. Right. Mateninoslav. You will be running that region. Because a Persian Bosnia, a Sogdian Bosnia, sounds awkward at best. So we are putting a new dynasty in Bosnia. So now you are Mazalban Mateninoslav of Bosnia, of House Kotromanich. Which, by the way, that is a historical house name. And I suppose that you probably... I don't know, you'll find someone. If you want to get married, well then... Who would that be? Because none of them are your kind. As in Bosnian, or Croatian for that matter. Oh, Roxana. You know, quick-minded. Yeah, my half-sister. How's this for connections? And I'll appoint her as a shield maiden. Keep that well in mind. Like, if you need military commanders, well then, Roxana's gonna be one for you. Although she's also quick-minded and diplomat. And also, this Varam of Babosna is now a fire temple, if you will. That's what a Varam means. And we'll put down any peasant revolt that's there. Well, actually, it's under Persian Empire control, so for the Crush revolts, they wouldn't even dare rebel against the new Bosnian future satrap. Be quick about it. This is for you. For Soli, which includes the city of Srebrenica and Baron of Soli, or Ag, if we're using those terms around here. Marzel Ban. Isn't Ban mean count in their language too? Because I realized there's some similarities between the words that we Iranians use versus the South Slavic ones. Well, they're not in a defensive pact right now. But now, shall we bring the full force to, Oh, what the hell, you're still... So, that means if we want to, unite the rest of Bosnia, then that means a holy war for Bosnia against the Byzantine Empire. And that means the satrapy of Bosnia will be created, and Matininoslav will be... So. Now, here are his, people for now, for the Bosnian Zoroastrians. You never thought you would see, those kind that we created. Well, of course, our retinue will still be stationed here because of the relevant situation that we're making. And there's its, Mobad, the Darikbat, Spy Master, the Coetzee. And Roxana is not a commander, but rather the Aran Spabod, because of the shield maiden position. And his Herbad is also the Astabat of Bosnia. Even though he's got no skills. Good luck trying to keep your together. Gluttonous, right. I wish you'd be a better person. I wish I could influence him, but what good would that do? Unless he joins the Immortals, he's got the skill for it, then maybe he can be virtuous through that. Okay. But before we close this episode, knowing what this next episode's going to be about... Wait, we could have also expanded to up there, but that is a heresy. Doesn't matter. We can make this part of Bosnia just to further, increase his military power for defense. And one of their baronies is controlled by the Teutonic Order. Weak garrison. This will be very quick. Holy Order chapter. Yeah, this will be very easy. Boy's an imbecile. Okay, one more quick war, then we'll end the episode, but one thing is for certain, because in the next episode, oh man, taking one more county, yeah, they're gonna notice this. Just hope that Byzantium does not join the defensive pact, otherwise there's gonna be trouble for our expansion through here. Oh god, hurry up. They're not part of it yet. Well, can't deal with them. They don't have that many baronies, okay. So they haven't joined the defense pact against us, have they? No, they have not. Shremia is yours. Now, this will be Zoroastrian land in its future. So now the big one. Because on the next episode, we're going to war against the Byzantine Empire, not for Armenia, but for Bosnia. And then afterwards, well, who knows? Who knows what we'll do from here. I mean, no doubt this would make our threat level so high that any move we make, they will intervene. Since they're not member of the defensive pact, then our situation will be interesting. And I'm sure Bosnia is going to be a battleground for this conflict before we bring the bulk of our armies over there. So, interesting developments here in this series. We never thought we would see Zoroastrianism return to the Balkans for the first time since Sanuatovic. So we hope you join us in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.